You've come out on top of the fine margins again, of course.
No, definitely. Credit to Southampton. I thought they were looking to build off the back of a very good result in the week because they came in with plenty of energy and on the front foot and, tried to get about us early on and something that we're good at ourselves. And we stayed resolute at least. We played from our shape and sort of had to grind the first half out really to stay in it. Not that they were making loads of chances, but they just had a better feel of the game. They've got some very good quality players, it must be said, good technical players. And then the second half started and they started nice and bright. But as the game went on, I was really super pleased with my players. The way they kept resilient within their shape, very hard to break down. And you always fancy us to make something at home, a chance. And if we take that chance, then, we're good at seeing games out. So I was pleased for different reasons today. As you rightly said, it was a hard-fought game today. And they're a very good side, I feel. And to take a win today is not only important, but a very good win for the fact of the opposition who you're playing.
Some story with Joey story.
You can't make it up. I just said to him, I said, I couldn't write your story. But, sublime finish, of course. He'll be telling everyone that anyway. But, we probably earned a scratch of luck today because as the game went on, as I said, we were becoming more of a force. We were creating them maybes, them half chances, and you just had that feeling, I thought, where something was going to drop for us. And it was going to be a tight affair because, like I said, they had the upper hand in the first half play-wise, but didn't really open us up too many times, which I was pleased about that, of course, and apart from a couple of slips first half, unfortunately. So I was pretty pleased with the defensive unit, but I must give credit to them. I think they're a really good side, I really do. And, even I know they've had a couple of injuries and obviously Chaz is missing from them, but they still look a really good side. So, it's a really a good win for us today.
Tom's had to make some big saves later on.
Yeah, again, I don't think he had, other than good stuff, sensible stuff in keeper's world, that is. I thought he did that well. He hadn't had that much to do, other than stuff that's pretty safe in his world because he's a top keeper. But the two saves at the end are tremendous. And really the thing that I'm really impressed with is Tom's focus, because when the game's going on in front of you, you've got to stay tuned in as a goalkeeper, and it can be difficult. And my centre-halves today, staying tuned in at times when the ball's flashing across the sort of the midfield, really, because they shift it well across the midfield. Staying tuned in, locating your centre forward, and then Tom staying tuned into the way the game panned out. And I thought he did that tremendously well today, and then made two fine saves right at the end.
What does Joey give you, Sean, and what can he give you the rest of the way that you didn't have before?
Well, we'll see. He's just come on today and he played at Sunderland. I think he's experienced, of course. There's quite obviously a manliness to the way he goes about his performances, and there's an assuredness, and I think that's from many years of, playing a top level football around many clubs, and for all he gets a bit of stick at times, he's so used to that. It just brushes off him, and he just gets on with it, and he focuses on his football, and I just felt it was appropriate for him to come back into us, and I'd had no question marks over him before, so I didn't see why I'd have any again, and so far he's slotted in nicely again.
What's he like as a sub, Sean? Does he badger you to get on all the time?
He couldn't remember the last time he said, what do I do? He was confused by being sub. He said, do I take my boots out with me, or do I wear a t-shirt, or do I wear like a warm-up top, or what? So I just said, oi, you, get on with it. There was another word in there, but you can imagine the sort of rapport that builds out at that moment.
So he doesn't know, I think it's 24 league games for him undefeated in a Burma shirt, isn't it?
Oh, I'm not worried about all that. I'm just happy with the win today. Simple as that.
10th of the table.
Yeah, not really too fussed over that. I'm more impressed with the way we're going about it. I think there's clear growth and development in the group of players, and that's a really pleasing thing as a manager. Of course, I'm not naive. You have to win games, of course, but it's good to see players improve, and it's good to see them grow, and it's good to see the mentality so firm, because this is a really tough division, and arguably, most people tell me one of the top divisions, if not the top in the world. So we don't take anything for granted, and I always say there's a humbleness about what we do. There's no one thinks we're the real deal. We're not trying to tell everyone what we are and all that sort of stuff. We just get on. We're working hard to win games, and so far it's served us well. But it is so far, so we've got a lot of work to do still.
Has Patrick Bamford gone back to Chelsea?
He's been called back by Chelsea today. Yeah, he'll be going back. Yeah.
Are you disappointed with that news?
Well, it's it is their prerogative to do that. It's part of the contract that was agreed. So that's just the way it goes.
That space you want to fill the striker there.
Well, we're active in a number of areas, so we're just waiting on a few things to see if they can get across the line, so to speak. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.